to do was just to let him sleep it off. Besides, I had felt the backside of his hand across my face enough times to know better. Well, I just started fixing supper when I heard him stare. I said, he'll be down soon. Sure enough, he washed, got dressed, and headed for the door. And I said to him, Jesse, where are you going? And he looked at me and he said, never you mind, woman. But you see, the righteous woman inside of me knew exactly what he was going to do, and I could not allow it. So I said to him, I said, Jesse, please don't go gambling today. Not on the Lord's day. Rather, stay here with me and the children. That's all I said. Next thing I know, he's beating me down to the ground and yelling at me. And there I am, sobbing, begging him to stop. And then he just whispers real evil-like into my ear. Don't you ever presume to tell me what to do, woman. Then he walked out the door. And the anger and the pain inside of me just welled up like an animal, and I couldn't stop myself, and I chased after him, and I yelled at the top of my lungs, Jesse Elliott, I hope the devil himself carries you off to hell this very night. I regretted every word the minute it left my mouth. Because you see, those would be the last words I ever spoke to him.
After I finished teaching my woman a lesson, saddled up, and I headed just outside of town, a little gambling spot I knew. I got myself a drink and sat down at a table to start a game of cards, and had this pretty little thing sitting on my knee for luck, and she must have been lucky because I was winning left and right. It had to have been around midnight when a stranger came in, just all in black, face that man you wouldn't want to mess with, but he sat down at our table, brought us a round of drinks, and he started talking up his force, and how fast he was, how nobody around could beat him. Well, that got everybody laughing because they all know that I was the fastest one around. Nobody's faster than me and my Charger. And I told the man so, and he just gave me this wicked little grin that kind of made my blood run cold.
Well, hell, would you care to make a bet on that, Mr. Elliott?
I didn't recollect telling the man my name, but maybe my reputation preceded me. What kind of deal we talking?
Well, my terms will be simple. If you win, you get whatever you want. If I win, I get whatever I want.
Whatever I want.
That's right. And I assure you money is no object.
Well, you got yourself a deal. His hands were cold like a dead man's, but I didn't pay it no never mind. I told him of a place just outside of town called Goose Creek, little racetrack there I knew of, and we headed out that way and got lined up, and I counted to 3, and we were off like bats out of hell. I left him in my dust. He started catching up, but he could never quite pass me. As we were going into that last curve, I looked behind me to see just how far back he was, and it seemed like his face had gotten a little longer. His features were a little bit sharper. And it might have been my imagination, but his horse's eyes looked red. But I didn't care because I was winning. I was going to take this in. I took my riding crop and I beat the devil out of my horse. I said, take me in a winner, or take me to hell. And that's when my Charger spooked. Reared up. I could see the devil himself. And threw me out of the saddle. I hit my head on a tree. And I laid there and things started going black. I looked up and the last thing I saw was that long face and that evil grin.
They never did find his body. All All that was left of him was the tuft of his hair on an old oak tree down by the racetrack. And then there were those strange, large hoof prints. Nothing grows in them. Animals refuse to eat from them. If you cover them up, come back the next day, there they'll be, clean as a whistle, as if nothing had ever happened. You can still see them to this day. I truly don't know what happened to Jesse, but I can't help but wonder, was it my words that did him in?
There are those who say the devil himself came to Old Bath Town that night and took himself a souvenir to remember it by.